welcome back to another episode of the Anxiety Hour. My name is Marcello. I have been through a lot of anxiety, I've been through depression, and as a result, I am here now speaking with you about the things that have helped me transition into a much happier, much more peaceful individual, and with that, a much clearer individual. So all of the different things that I'm bringing to you are things that I have actually practiced myself. I wouldn't be bringing them to you if they did not help me in some way, shape, or form. And these first four videos that I'm doing in 2021 are big hitters. They're like things that have helped me the most. Of course, it's a diverse tool belt that really helps us grow, but there are some pieces of the pie that are bigger than others. In today's intention, the intention with today's video is one very important perspective to apply to any new tool that we are learning, and that is growth takes time. I'm going to say it one more time. Growth takes time. And I'm saying that for myself because I can find myself easily getting frustrated with not being where I want to be as quickly as I want to be there. And with growth takes time is small, sustainable daily actions equal long-term success. I'm going to say that one more time too because it's so important. Small, sustainable daily actions equal long-term success. The analogy that I love to use here, and actually there's two analogies, they paint a picture of just how important time is in healing. And the first analogy is a very simple one. I don't know if you like to garden. I really enjoy gardening. I do it every summer. I live up here in the Northeast in Connecticut, so I only have about 4 or 5 months to actually garden. But what I have to think about when I'm gardening is when I'm planting the seeds and when I should expect the crop, when I should expect to be eating my fruits and my vegetables. You see, I plant my seeds in May, right? I get the whole garden ready, I get the soil all nice and together, and I plant the seeds in my garden. The soil could be similar to your support system and your structure, and then the tools that you put into the support system that help you blossom are like the seeds in my garden. And I put them there in May, and then I could expect a couple of months, maybe 3-4 months, depending on the crop, before I can actually get something from it. But in that time frame, I need to be feeding it with water and sunlight daily. Daily water and sunlight before I could expect anything to come from it. And our growth is very similar. Because when we are learning something, it's going to take time to actually learn it, and then it's going to take time to digest it, and then it's going to take time to implement it. And this doesn't all happen overnight unless you're some genius who has the ability to download things and integrate them immediately into your life. I speak for myself. It's taken me years to see benefits from meditation. It's taken me years to see benefits from doing cognitive behavioral therapy. And so that's really important. It's the same thing like working out at the gym. When you go to the gym for the first time, let's say, and your goal is to get bigger biceps, you're not going to see those bigger biceps for at least 6 months after working out, let's say 3-5 times a week, because your muscle takes time to grow and you need to put the work in. And so that's really what I'm just trying to show here, is that we cannot expect ourselves to just grow overnight. The reason I'm sharing this is because I have found myself putting so much pressure on myself, becoming so frustrated and becoming so insecure when I wasn't where I wanted to be after a week of trying whatever it was that I was trying. And this equated to me becoming more anxious, becoming less confident, because I wasn't learning as quickly as I wanted to. You can call me a perfectionist, although I'm taking that label off of myself because I am allowing myself space and compassion in my growth now. And again, this pressure that we could be putting on ourselves to really learn something, it could actually be counterintuitive. It could make it much slower to learn and to grasp and to implement whatever it was that we were trying to learn, because now we're approaching this thing that we're learning with a much foggier mindset. And when we're foggy in our mindset, it's going to be harder to understand it and therefore actually integrate it into our lifestyle. And not only that, but also as we do this daily sustainable action, whatever it might be, we're building trust with ourselves. We're building momentum, and we're building a relationship with ourselves. Because if we are doing this daily sustainable action, let's say over the span of just 2 months, okay, 60 days, we are starting to build this trust that, hey, I'm showing up for myself every day. Whether it be journaling, meditation, just having fruit in the morning. I can now trust myself to show up every day for myself. That is the definition of self-love. To show up for yourself in a healthy way on a repeated, consistent basis. And it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. It depends on what you're trying to learn or implement in your life. For me personally, I was really trying to grow my gratitude practice and my reflection practice so that I can see where I've grown and where I'm still continuing to evolve and do work. So I made it an intention to start journaling in my journal every single day. And so I have blocked off 5 minutes, 10 minutes every night before I go to bed to just write at least a paragraph's worth, 5 sentences of what I am grateful for myself for that day. So I could say, I'm really grateful that I responded to that triggering conversation instead of reacted. And it turned out to be much better because of this. Or I'm really grateful that I decided to have a bowl of fruit this morning instead of having pancakes. And I'm feeling much better for it. And so this daily sustainable action is building momentum for ourselves, and then it's building compounding growth for ourselves. Because if after 60 days we have journaled every day, or after 60 days we have had a bowl of fruit every morning, then we start to add a couple things in there. All right, that bowl of fruit, delicious, and I feel so much better for it, having it every morning. Now I'm going to add, let's say, a salad for dinner or a salad for lunch. And now I start making that kind of a regular thing because I've built this foundation of trust with myself and showing up for myself. And now I'm adding to it. And so over time, that simple little goal, that simple little intention of having fruit every morning or journaling every night started with 2 millimeters of growth. And now it's compounded over the span of a year to 700 plus millimeters of growth. And we're adding things along the way. We're building a relationship with ourselves along the way. And that is self-love. That is healing. That is evolving. And so as we go about this, as you go about this, I would really recommend setting a time frame for yourself. Start maybe with a month. I want to journal for 5 minutes every day for 1 month. It's a very small percentage of your day. It's sustainable, and it's a daily action. And you reflect at the end of that month. How does this feel? Right? But at least give yourself that 30-day time frame to see if it's working for you. Get a little experimental during that 30 days. How do you want to journal? Do you want to journal on reflection of your day, gratitude for yourself, gratitude in general, etc.? You play with it. And then at the end of that 30 days, maybe you decide to do another 30 days and add, instead of 10 minutes, I'm going to journal for 15 minutes. And you could do this with just about any tool that I am bringing to you guys through YouTube. I do this with meditation, this patience of developing this practice. I did this with journaling, and I did this with how I eat. And these are all things that are part of the diverse tool set for healing that are going to help us evolve and unlearn, again, all of the conditioning or the bad habits that we had before starting our process of healing. This is where the love is. This is where we really start to connect with ourself and start to dial in to our intuitive self, past the anxiety, past the worries, the doubts, the fears, the intrusive thoughts, the irrational fears, all the emotions, etc. You get what I'm saying? You're here trying to learn, so I'm sure you understand what those uncomfortable, painful feelings are like. And this is a beautiful set of glasses to put on when you are trying to learn something new, whatever it might be. I really hope that this was helpful. If you guys are more interested in meditation, I did put up a video not too long ago. You see it right here. All about my experience and why I do it, the benefits of it, reaction versus being responsive, and building a support system. That takes time. I can also link that video here. But feel free to leave comments below asking questions if you guys are still trying to understand this, or if you just want to understand, hey, I want to start a conversation of how can I get here? Maybe you have ideas. We can get creative together, because at the end of the day, we are here to learn, grow, and evolve together. That's what we're here for. And the more that we heal ourselves individually, the more that the people around us see, hey, Marcello's happier. He seems to be much clearer. He seems to just be more peaceful. I want some of that. And then slowly but surely, it's like a domino effect. And we start to grow the people around us. And it's this beautiful metamorphosis, right? So I encourage you, again, to just apply this to whatever it is that you're trying to implement, and leave your comments below and share this with somebody if you feel like it could help them. I know personally, because I am somebody who has put a lot of pressure on myself over the past 7 years of my journey, and it has not been helpful. And that's why I think that this is a super important tool for going forward with anybody else who's on their journey. Let's build that relationship with ourselves. Let's unlearn and let's grow. Also, if you guys do like this shirt, I found it on triggermetees.com. I can include the link below. They are my good friends who are also trying to create this mass metamorphosis of people having conversations about unlearning, or people having conversations about finding their own power. They're all different shirts with different titles on them, and I really encourage you guys to check them out. They're very cool, and they're on the same journey that you and I are. Much love, and again, we're here to learn, grow, and evolve together. Enjoy the rest of your day. Much love.